So, just a quick personal review of from a fanboy of the Tron series. Um, there's so much to talk about. Because I ultimately want to review the new movie, the Tron Aries, and it's crazy. Just everything I've seen online and everybody's opinion. Cool, dude. Hey, everybody can say whatever they please. Everybody can waste their money on whatever they want to waste their money on. People could say anything they want about it. You know, the opinions are subjective, of course. But my review is not going to be technical. It's not going to be. It's just straight up personal. How I got into the series. How. Anyway, so Tron, I never really saw the first one until I saw the trailer for Tron Legacy in 2009, I believe. And I was like, oh, what the hell is this? Like, what's going on here with these graphics? What's going on here with all these badass light cycles and stuff? And right away, I got like these images of things I had seen before, like on Family Guy when, you know, they show like that little scene with Peter Griffin in the grid. And then I remember just seeing things, you know, little flashes of memories. And I was like, oh, Tron, okay. So I was able to watch that before, like right before Tron Legacy came out. Dude, by the trailer, I was already blown away. Like I had to see this shit. Like I was like, no, you know, because I had seen. First, let's get started with movies that I find really awesome in the theaters. I like seeing movies in the theaters that are worth seeing in the theaters. Again, that's a subjective opinion because some people could see horror movies in the movies. Some people could see comedies in the movies at the theaters, you know, and some people could watch love stories, Disney movies, anything. I'll watch anything at the movies, but there's some that just pretty much were made for like the movies, you know, that when it comes to the sound, the visuals and everything. And I remember some of the best movies I've ever seen were like the Peter Jackson's King Kong, the first Transformers, you know, the one with Shia LaBeouf, the Michael Bay one. It was just a treat to watch at the movies, man. And recently I had seen the King Kong, the Empire, New Empire, and then I saw the Rise of the Beast Transformers movie, and you know, stuff like that. I need to go see stuff like that because I know it's going to be loud and chaotic. But let's just go back in time a little bit. When Tron Legacy came out, I went to go see it in 3D. It was pretty pricey. I don't know if then it was like $15 or 12 or I forgot what. This was 2010, man, 2009. And I had already been hyped for it. I had already seen the first one. The first one, by the way, just to get that out of the way real quick, it's pretty tough to get through. I'm not old enough to have seen the first one when it came out, but from what I understand, it was supposed to be like the coolest thing at the time just because of the visuals, you know, 82 I believe it was that it came out, and it was like cutting edge and just innovative, like the visuals, like, you know, like when Star Wars came out, it tripped everybody out. So I understand that part about it, but it was really tough to get through, and I've only seen it probably like 3 times in my life, the original Tron, and I'm just going to be honest, it's really tough to get through. Do I recommend you go see it? Of course. It's the basis of everything else to come, basically. And then, you know, so I went to go see it in 3D, and it was just one of the coolest fucking things that I could ever watch at the movies, man. Anybody can watch at the movies. Anybody will enjoy. But it's just, the thing is that when you see the first one, the story, it's not the greatest. When you see the first movie, it's not that great. See, I'm not going to sit here and talk about plots and all that shit. That's not what I'm trying to talk about. Just the simple fact about liking something for what it is, simply. You know, we're not going to go deep into story plots and all that, because I'm going to tell you this right now, man. There's different opinions about each movie. There's 3. There's a show called Uprising that came out on Disney Plus. There's a couple games that came out. This is one that I'm playing right now. You just have to have a love for the world. You have to have a love for the, you know, the ideology, the vibes, you know what I'm saying? Like, So anyway, I went to go see it in 3D, and it was just one of the coolest fucking experiences I ever had at the movies. So much that I went to go see it again with a buddy, and I went to go see it a third time with that same buddy. We couldn't get enough. Like, we could not get enough of that shit. So we went and we saw that shit like twice together. I saw it 3 times, a total of 3 times. That still wasn't enough, but I wasn't gonna spend another, I wasn't gonna just see it 10 times just because it was out in theaters and waste all that money. I feel like after the third time I'm cool, and then I'll wait for the Blu-ray to come out. I could not wait till the release of the Blu-ray. But anyway, it was one of the coolest experiences, like from the soundtrack to the visuals to the world to everything. At that point I was already into it. I was like, by the time I saw it the third time, I became a fanboy of just the Tron world as it is. And then a game came out called Evolution, that was for the PS3 and Xbox 360. I remember. I don't know if PC had a version of that game, but the game. So it was just a bunch of shit that was keeping you kind of hooked to the game, And I got the game, and after watching the movie, and I even bought the damn Daft Punk album. I bought it, like, I don't know if it was a week after I saw it or a couple weeks after, because I mean CDs weren't that expensive. So I remember buying that shit because I enjoyed it so much, dude. Like, the soundtrack, like the intro scenes really slap you in the fucking face, man. Especially with this Aries, and we'll get into that shit in a little bit. But it's one of those things where you have to be a fan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're one of those people that went to go see it because someone had an extra ticket and they invited you, and you're gonna sit around and be like, it was alright, and oh fuck that opinion. Like I said, everybody has the right to it, but I don't really want to hear it from people that got invited and they don't even know what the fuck's going on. If there's somebody that was a big Nine Inch Nails fan and went to go see it, I'm sure they're gonna have a blast because the music's awesome. Just like with Legacy, I'm sure there's people that, I can't say that because I know a few people that were hardcore Daft Punk fans, and they didn't really care for the movie. They saw it like once, and they're like, oh, cool, their album was alright and whatever, because they're used to that 90s sound that Daft Punk has. And in Legacy, it was very electronic, very, bassy, and very, it just works for the movie, dude. Let's just put it that way. So, and then back then too, it was funny because the movie, I don't think it did that great. I don't think people really went to go see it, and it's not because it's not good or because it's not fun or it's not entertaining. It's just because no one gives a shit, And that's what I think is the reason why, like, it didn't make a lot of money at the box office, both of them, or they got really crappy rating, is because the writing is not great, dude. Like, you're gonna go, and there's times where you stretch. There's times where, you're at the theater and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go take a piss or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to get up and you don't even care because you're like, I know it's gonna drag because it dragged already for 10 minutes, and you're just like, all right. And it's funny because with this Aries one, there were scenes like that too where you're just like, oh Jesus, But at the same time, it's like you're just enjoying every moment of it. Like, I'm not even like the soundtrack, the visuals, especially 15 years later, dude, from like Legacy. You gotta understand, Legacy was about, let me see, so it was 20 something years, like 22 years, I think, 28 years. What is it, 82? My math is terrible, but what is it, like 82 and shit? So we got 2010. Yeah, we're looking at, let me see, well, whatever, it was a bunch of years, man. And it's like, okay, and then between Legacy and oh, I fucking suck at this. Between Legacy and Aries was literally 15 years. So you could see the difference. But also in Aries, there's going to be spoilers for sure, like in this recording I do, in this review. But so my point is that it's just us that are fans, we kind of expect it to be a certain way, right? And if, like me, I've seen Legacy probably like, I don't know, 15 times in my lifetime. Like, when I bought the Blu-ray, I had to watch it at least twice a year just to get that, visual and sound effects and that fix that I needed. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely watched it a few times. And the difference between Legacy and Aries is that Legacy takes place literally 80% in the grid, or I want to say like 80%. Yeah, 85% in the grid, you know? Aries does not. It takes place probably 85%, 70% outside and like 30% in the grids. You know, you see a little bit of it here and there. But it doesn't make it bad, you know, at all. It's just they wanted to get through that part of it, like, you know, when a program exits the grid and how they, you know, what they're doing out here and how they survive it and everything. Like I said, I'm not gonna like go into spoilers or any bullshit like that because, you know, it's people should see it, you know, if you really wanna enjoy something cool at the theaters. But like I said, you have to have some interest, whether it's the soundtrack, you want to see something really loud and really badass, like a spectacle at the movies. This is perfect. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if you're one of those that you gotta invited because somebody had a free ticket, or hey, I like the color red, so let me just go watch this because there's a lot of red in this. You know, you're not gonna, you know, you're gonna come out and you're gonna be bitching the whole time about how sleepy you were and bored and whatever. Like, if you don't give a shit about the artist, the music, you don't give a shit about the visuals, and you just went because you got invited, or you had nothing to do on a Friday night, and that's the next movie that was gonna play, and you had to be somewhere in like 3 hours. Like, yeah, sure, you're not gonna give a shit, but I understand that people go to the movies sometimes for some quality. Like, you know, to me, fuck, I'd spend $100 on that movie, straight up. If I had the time, I probably would have fucking paid $20 every time to go see that shit every weekend. I don't care, because to me it's worth my money, you know. So anyway, to get to it, so when I saw Aries, it was like I was getting these feelings of like Legacy, kind of like there was like, I don't know, the way it starts, it's kind of like, ooh, look at this, that, it kind of reminds me of Legacy. Oh shit, check this out. Now, first of all, there's a scene, it's fucking sick, in Legacy where, like, you know how like when you see any Disney movie, there's like the castle. It always shows us a type of castle in the beginning, right? In Legacy is a fucking digitalized grid castle that just fucking appears, and it looks, that shit just drove everybody nuts. I remember at the movies, you could hear everybody go, oh fuck, or something. Yeah, the first time I saw it, even me, I was like, holy shit. So when you see Aries, it's like you see that same like little digitized castle, but in red, and I was like, oh fuck, like I said it out loud again. And then it starts off kind of like the Legacy, and you're kind of like, okay, all right, cool, you know, we're getting a little bit of the characters, because Legacy slaps you right away with that intro. It had a great fucking beginning, dude. Legacy, like, just a straight badass memorable intro, epic intro, and it just blows you the fuck away. Like the soundtrack in Legacy, it blows you the fuck away throughout the whole movie. It's ridiculous. Like, it's such a fucking fun movie to watch, like with the music and the visuals and everything. So when I saw Aries, it was just like, okay. So it didn't really start that way. It wasn't really like, it didn't have that epic start right away. You know, it was kind of like, it got jumped into the plot right away. You started to see some characters get like introduced, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get fucking sideswiped by a badass intro, the way they did it, the style they did it in, and the fucking soundtrack just fucking blows you the fuck away. Sorry for my language, but it was something else, man. Like, it really is. Like, you know, I see a lot of, you know, I don't go to the movies not even once a month. I just go to the movies when I know something good's coming out that I want to see, something I'm interested in. You know, I'm not gonna go waste my money on bullshit that ain't visually or sound spectacles. You know, I don't really care. So it just blew me the fuck away. And the whole time, see, anybody that's a fan, like, I'll find it hard to believe that you're a fan and you bitched about every fucking Tron movie you saw. Like, then you're not a fan, man. Like, you don't care. Like, you almost go just every time, just hopefully it fails, I guess. Maybe some people think that way. Like, oh, I want to see this shit fail. And then I just kept hearing people say that Jared Leto, like, they're not into him. I'm like, I don't know, man. I think we all can agree on one thing, that the internet just kind of fucking ruins shit. It really does. It ruins things, because when we're gonna go look at stuff and we see different opinions, we see different takes on things, and it's like, we don't even, this is all before we go see something. It puts like an idea in our head. It puts we start to think differently about something instead of just going into it blindly and seeing it for what it is. So there's a lot of bullshit on the internet, a lot of misinformation, a lot of fucking hate. So it's kind of like it's tough. It's tough to want to go see something when you're just hearing everybody shit on it and whatever. Maybe you're not listening to the right reviewers. And another thing, one thing that a lot of people that reviewed the movie said, and that's the one thing that I'm not gonna fucking forgive them for, is when they say shit like this, like, hey, I went to go see it so you don't have to. I spent my money, don't spend yours. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your money. You know what? If you're a person that doesn't really give a shit for the franchise and you're not a fan at all and you don't care and you just like the color red or you had a free ticket, don't waste your money. Don't fucking waste your money. Do not waste your breath after even talking about it. What you think? Like I said, anybody could do what they want, you know. Apparently it's a free country. It's supposed to be, but anybody could do or say whatever the fuck they want, whether it's true, silly, stupid. It doesn't matter, right? So let's just leave it at that. But the point is that one thing I don't like that they say is that, oh, I spent my money so you don't have to. Don't waste your money. It's not worth it. It's trash. It flopped, this and that. Dude, that's fucking terrible, dude. It sounds awesome. It looks awesome. You might not walk out crying. You know what I'm saying? You might not walk out with a fucking epiphany. You're not going to walk out like, it's not going to change your goddamn life. But I'll tell you one thing. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to enjoy it. The sound is going to blow you away. It's something else. And I do recommend, like, I don't give a shit if you matinee it. Watch it for like $5 somewhere, but I do recommend to watch it in either IMAX. I saw it in Dolby because IMAX, I took my family and damn, I ain't got that kind of money, that's crazy. That's crazy talk right there. So we went to go see it in Dolby and that was pretty awesome because the sound was just, our seats were vibrating, man. That's how badass the bass was. So I just wanted to say that it's not, I don't think it's cool that they say, oh, don't see it, I saw it for you, don't waste your money, it's not worth your time. What the fuck are you talking about? Those are the kind of reviews that really bother me, dude. Because it's kind of like, dude, don't be putting shit in people's head. Like, people, if they're interested, let them go see it. Now, if you're one of those gullible people that believe every little video you see and you listen to everybody on there, like you're truly influenced by the influencer, then that's sad. Yeah, because it's kind of like if you have even a little bit of interest but you listen to them and you're like, nah, I'm good, I feel like you're missing out. But if you're really trying to go see something to walk out crying or say that, like, it changed your life, or everybody that walks out of there that are fans or that they knew what they were gonna go see and deal with, they walk out like, whoa, like that was awesome, you know what I'm saying? And I was telling one of my buddies that I'm like, it's like watching the cheapest show on the planet. It's $20, $18, $15, depending if you matinee or whatever, $5, $8. It is the cheapest show that you're gonna get with music and lights and everything, you know what I'm saying? Because concerts now are like $80 to $400, depending on what dumbass artist you go see. It's and then like the visuals, you know how like back in the day they used to have a bunch of like laser shows, or they have like music with visuals and stuff like that. It costs a lot of money, but this is just cheap and it's fucking awesome, dude. Like I said, you have to have a little bit of interest, man. And most of the people that I saw reviewing, they had seen Tron Legacy like once. They didn't really care, and then they kind of watched it again just because they were going to go see Aries. Like, right away, that's how I could tell that they're not fans. Like, it's hard to believe that a fan is a fan when you've only seen it once in 15 years. That makes you a fan? I'm sorry, it doesn't. Like, I'm one of those people that believe that loyalty and how much enthusiasm you have for something makes you a fan. Not just seeing it once, not remembering nothing, not remembering the character's name, not remember the year it came out, not remembering what fucking color the main character wore, not remembering, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. That does not make you a fan, in my opinion. So, usually this, in my opinion, it's become a cult phenomenon. It's only for people that care about it, that like it, that know what to expect. Like, obviously I feel I have a weird kind of confidence in Disney that they're gonna do not the greatest thing, but they're gonna do the respectful thing to the fans. And sure, it might take 10 years, 15 years, but when they put it out, it's like, damn, they get us hooked for the next one. And sure, it's a little bit of people, and I don't really care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't see it, if people don't see it, people don't give a shit, that's fine. This is for me. I feel like, you know, like Disney, like when I saw the trailers for Aries, I was like, thank you, Disney, for bringing me another Tron movie that I've been waiting for 15 fucking years, you know? So, I just want to say I enjoyed it, and go check it out, man. It's like, damn, half the reviews are like, fuck, it flopped, it's trash. And then the funniest thing is how they like to put the facts out. Like, I get it. Facts are good. Facts are good, aren't they? Aren't facts good? They're fucking good, aren't they? Yeah. It only depends where the facts are that they're good, but other times they're not. You know, people don't accept facts nowadays. But I'll tell you one thing. The facts are that it did shitty all over the world. Like the box office, the opening weekend and all that. It did absolutely trashy. But that doesn't mean that it sucks. Because like I said, a lot of people don't give a shit. A lot of people don't know what the fuck it is. You know, so it's kind of like, I don't know. I expected that to happen because if you look at Tron Legacy, literally it's got the same fucking rating on IMDb. Literally, it probably made a little bit more just because of the Daft Punk and everything. But it's not something that I would say don't waste your money on. Matinee it at least. Go have fun. Get some popcorn, man. Get an icy and just sit down and enjoy that shit. You know, but have some interest. Have some interest. Don't be that person that just goes sees it to see what the fuss is about. Don't be that person that goes sees it and you have no clue what the fuck you're watching. Never played a game. Never. By the way, Uprising, the show on Disney, is awesome. Uprising, yes, that shit is awesome. The Tron Uprising, for sure. The games are, they're whatever. Like this one's pretty cool, but it's. Like I said, from a fan, man, like I waited for this 15 years and I went and I loved it. And it's like, damn, the same thing again. Like what's that word? It's like deja vu with like the reviews. Like it was kind of boring at some points. It dragged and blah, blah, blah. Like we all have to figure out what we're there for. So like everybody that shat on it, I feel like of course they're going to go see the next one. And of course, They shat on Aries, but they're going to buy the Blu-ray. Why? Because the visuals are nice and the soundtrack is awesome, right? And then guess what? They're going to see it a few more times in the next 10 years probably, or 5, or whenever they bring out another one. And that was my last thing. Are they going to have another one? Hell yeah, I do think. In my opinion, and I hope I'm wrong, because I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong. I don't want to be right, because if I'm right, it's too good to be true. But yes, despite all the backlash, despite all the bullshit, despite the bad reviews and the box office thing, do I believe they will make one in the next 5 years? Absolutely. Absolutely. Where am I getting that from? How am I getting that confidence? I just know it is. Because the Legacy didn't do that well. You know, the ratings were not that great. Nobody knows this shit, you know. But those of us that do know, and then you know what's going to happen? It's going to take like them opening, because they already have a ride in Shanghai, in China. They have the Tron ride. And I think they opened one a few years ago at the Disney World. But all it's going to take was a little bit more openings of that ride and people will know. You know, the people are going to go to Disneyland and ride the damn ride and they don't even know what the fuck they're riding. They're like, oh, what's Tron? Oh, is that one with Jared Leto? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's 3 more movies? Oh, there's shows? There's games? Oh, yeah. You know, people that are fucking clueless are going to, like, get into that shit. But I feel like with time, they're going to move up. Like, the IMDb reviews, this is what happens. Every time something comes out, it's always, like, mostly it's always a fucking 7. I've noticed. The same year, the same 3 years, it stays a 7. Give it 10 or 15 and it goes up a little bit. Now, I can't say that with Tron Legacy because it's still at like a 6.7, which I think is pretty funny. But I feel like with time, you know, like, let's say 20 years from now, there's 3 more Tron movies. And then one of them was like so big that it hit so crazy that people started listening about, hey, go see it, go see it, go see it. And even then, that sucks because only that movie is gonna get the notoriety, and people are not even gonna fucking watch the rest. So, but that's gonna be the one that makes more people watch those, which they will then bring the rating up, if that makes sense. And then it's just gonna become like a nostalgic 20, 30 year ago shit that people are just gonna be like, oh, that was sick. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen so many movies that are rated 4 out of 5 stars, 4.5 out of 5 stars that were trash, deemed trash 20 years ago. So I know that somehow that shit'll change. And I'm gonna leave it with, do I think they're gonna make another one? Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Even with the crappy box office results, with the crappy ratings and all that bullshit, are they gonna make another one? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Because the thing is that you gotta listen to the tone of everybody that reviews it. Some people, like, they kind of have like a little bit of hope. Some people said, hey, you know what, dude, I had fun, I don't even care. Like, maybe I, stretched a little bit in some points where I'm like, this shit's dragging. But one thing you can't deny is the fun, how beautiful it looks. And some people feel like they're cheated all the time. Everybody feels like they're a fucking Einstein and they figured everything out and they got the right answer for everything. Man, I'm too old to give a shit about that anymore. Right now, it's about having fun, going to see something sick. And like I said, you have to have a little bit of interest somehow. Not everybody's going to go into every movie knowing what the fuck they're watching. And that's just a fucking fact. But one thing I don't want to hear in reviewers, which they're going to say anyway, is don't go see it and don't waste your money. Because I already heard some of even my favorite YouTubers say that. And it's a little disappointing because it's like, dude, say what you want, but don't tell people not to waste their money on it. You don't know what the fuck they're gonna think. They might walk out of there Tron fans, dude. Like, shut up, Like, they might walk out and then go buy the 9 Inch Nails album because they enjoyed the music. Like, stop doing that, man. Like, fuck. But like I said, everybody's entitled to it. We're all, opinions are subjective. There is no right or wrong answer. There is no right or wrong opinion, whatever. Nowadays, we can say whatever the fuck we want. It's okay, right? You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to leave it with, I can't wait with the next one. What the next one is, if there is, and like I said, I hope I'm wrong. But I believe in my heart that in the next 5 years, there'll either be a movie or a show or something. And people will start watching it, and people will care. Well, those of us that really care. And then, everybody will just start following at some point. Once it, like, gets the notoriety, or it gets, like, once it becomes okay to like it, like, there's enough people saying good things about it, then everybody's going to jump on the bandwagon. Isn't that the way it works on the internet, kind of? That's the way it works, isn't it? So, right now, I'm already cool. I'm already on the wagon. I'm waiting for the next one. I'm on the gravy train right now. And then right now, it's just another movie or two, and I know one of them is going to hit to the point of there's going to be clips and reviews that are going to grab everyone's attention, and finally everyone's going to say, well, he said it was good, they said it was good, let's jump on it, boom. And then I'm just going to wave at the back like, hey guys, welcome. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, yeah, check it out, Tron Aries.